YouTube, and welcome back to the Nitro Addiction. So today we are going to fix this pull start issue, find out what's wrong with that, and see if we can replace the gears in the buggy. The MB, what is it, MB 48 2.0. I think we blew up the diff, but got to take it apart and see. So let a few more people get in here, and then we'll get started on it. RPM Nitro, what is up, brother? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Molds RC, how's it going, bro? Glad you guys can make it. Just trying to get everything set up here. Hell yeah. Nat Savvy, what's going on, bro? And good old all aspects. He said, got the notification. Here it is, or here it is. Hell yeah! I'm glad somebody's getting the notification. Doesn't seem like very many people do, so I've been trying to hit it up on Facebook and leaving the community post. I didn't do it for this one, but been trying to kind of get the message out there. So the reason I'm home this time of the day. We had some crappy weather roll through this morning. Had some tornado sirens going off, and they sent us home for the day. And I think around 1 o'clock or so about 2 hours from now, they're calling for more severe weather. So hopefully we don't have a tornado on the live, but I mean, you never know. We'll just see what happens, I guess. Hell, if nothing else, maybe we can hear a siren go off. RC Hobbies, SOS, what's up, brother? All Aspects says, that's how I knew he was going to be live. I saw your... Oh, the post on SOS? I thought you meant they got the notification through YouTube. Well, either way, trying to make sure I get the word out. So, Offna Guy, what's going on, brother? Glad you can make it. He says, stay safe, and then Twister's serious. Or those twisters are serious. Yes, All Aspect they are. I've actually seen a couple in my lifetime, and I don't really want to see another one. I don't know. Maybe we'll get to hear a siren or something. That'd be the best case scenario, is just hear a siren. I don't know how severe it's supposed to be. I didn't even know one was supposed to roll through this morning. I don't think that one actually did, but... the sirens did sound. The last time the sirens sounded around here, there was a tornado, so. Let's see. Alex Gerard, what's up, brother? Glad you can make it. Hell yeah, I was worried we wouldn't have as many viewers being this is during the daytime, but picking up a lot of the UK guys, so appreciate it. It looks like there's 6 people that failed to hit that like button. Come on, people. We're dodging tornadoes to do this one. It's got to be worth a like. But yeah, so for some reason last night this thing it just come out and stay out, and then I tried to get it out earlier so I could get a picture of it for the thumbnail, and it actually wants to pull it back in. And so yeah. Hello, baby doll. Thanks for joining us. RC Hobby says, I hope Mott, I'm assuming you mean not. I hope not, mate. Stay safe. Yeah, I got a good little hiding spot in here if something does happen, so not too worried about it. Alex says, got the Savage 25, but the engine's stuck. Brakes, can you get them unstuck? You can if you take that engine apart. Put some, WD-40 works good. Any there's a lot of different good oils heated up with a heat gun. Not sure about the brakes. I'd have to see, what the have to see what's up with the brakes. But like the engine, you can get them unstuck, and if it's rusted, I mean, you can even get that stuff cleaned up, replace the bearings, whatever. But just depends on how bad it is. RC Hobby says no glasses. uh, hey, Mama, tell the kiddos I said what's up. All right. Hey, there go the likes. They're starting to climb up there. We still got 5 people in here that I guess maybe can't find the like button. I don't know. But that's okay. You don't have to hit it. I'll earn it. Start taking it apart and earn the like. How about that? Yeah, it could be rusted up there, brother. And if it is, I mean, there are parts that you can replace, bearings and stuff like that. The crank, you may be able to clean it up a little bit. Just depends on how bad and what is actually rusted. All Aspects says, "What's up, Mrs. Nitro Addiction?" Hell yeah. Let's see. Often a guy says, "I hit the button 2 times." Hey man, that second one unliked it, so you may want to hit it a 3rd time for me, brother. Awesome. And then Mama says, "What's up, All Aspects?" Hell yeah, everybody. Man, still got 5 people sitting in here not liking it yet. All right, well, let me get busy here. So if right in the middle of this, lights go out, just because, that's what storms do. We'll stay alive as long as we can. But just fair warning, next couple hours may get some shitty weather. So T-Max Savage HPI engine, 25, 102 pounds. Hey, that's not bad, brother. I don't know what the difference between pounds and dollars are, but I mean, if it's anywhere close to dollars, that's not a bad deal at all. Often the guy says it was a joke. Hey, you never know, man. You might have double tapped that button. You better check it, brother. All Aspects says, "I would do what Nitro Addiction says, Alex. I would just pull it all apart." Yeah, that's your best option. Just pull it apart. Maybe tough to get some of it apart. You may have to use some heat. Use a lot of oil. WD-40 works great. WD-40, it's not the best. It's not not a great penetrator, but it's really good. It'll clean some of the gunk out. It will help loosen it up. Even PB Blast or whatever. But yeah, you just have to pull it apart. Maybe use a little bit of heat and get it all cleaned up and kind of see what you got from there. All right, well, let's see here. What's going to be our first move? First move is undoing this tank. I'm just going to plug this in here to keep it from leaking all over the place. Anybody that worked on nitro knows you turn it upside down. Especially once stuff's unhooked, it likes to leak. Excuse me. Let's see here. WD-40 can use GT85 to shock oil. Are you asking, or not sure what you're saying, Alex? And I'm not sure what GT 852 is. You're saying you use shock oil on it as well? It's a possibility. See, where can I get the pull start for the SH28P3? A-main is out of stock. Hey, when you find out, let me know, because may need a replacement for this. this LRP. Let's see. How do you like thumbs up? I've been banging the hearts, thinking it's like, hey, you keep on banging those hearts. Man, last night I had the highest amount of hearts and comments ever, and I literally had like 1,900 hearts in that video last night. So I do appreciate that. I think some of it was my family, but anybody else that's doing it, I do appreciate it. Usually I got like, 600 of those and like 1,300 comments. Well, it was backwards last night, but it's not a problem. You should be able to like back out of the messages and then hit the thumbs up. Liquid wrench is best, has some ingredient is the best, has some ingredients, but safe way, pull her down, just my opinion. Many people type in short form, it's hard to read sometimes. I feel like I'm having a stroke trying to read your all's comments. But yes, liquid wrench works really well too. I just always have WD-40. I've never actually gotten liquid wrench. He says the LRP pull start fits. Yeah, but they like to break. Yes, could have got a chrome exhaust for Carson exhaust deflection tubes. Nice. Hell yeah. He said, but how do you like? Gosh, I've done it now. Sorry, bro. I mean, sometimes they like to hide the buttons. But yeah, I think when when I got this horizontal like this, you just have to back out of the comments, and then there's your like button. If you do it upright, like some people do, you got to actually go up and hit those three dots, and it brings it up. Had to go kick the air down a notch. Just the light's making it warm in here. He said, "What's banging hearts always?" Hell yeah, brother. Appreciate that. I mean, I don't know how the algorithm works with all that stuff, but I assume hearts are just as good as likes. Got some nastiness all over my tire from last night. That helps a little bit. Only bad about break-ins and not having all the, an extra jug and a hose to drain the oil in. You end up stepping in it or rolling through it. Let's see, Alex says, found that with HPI. T15 engine, hard to get pull starter, and for the Kyosho P10 Kyosho. Yeah, I try to stay away from some of the vintage stuff just because it is hard to find different parts for them. Office says I'm guilty of short form. I talk about what I'm guilty of short form. I talk about what you but can't keep. See, there you go again. It sounds like I'm having a stroke trying to read what you were doing. Mike King, what's up, brother? He says, wrenching, I dig it. Yeah, hopefully later on, if the storms aren't too bad and it dries up a little bit, we may go back out and try to continue this break-in. Oh, can't keep up. It's still hard to read what you're writing, brother. But I know you got a busy day going on, so not a big deal. All right, so let's see what we got to do to get started on this. I mean, main thing is we need to get this engine out so we can get the pull cord off. Because that's the only problem we have with this is just the starter, the pull starter, not wanting to retract. Come on, get out of there. Yeah, I figured since I'm off work today because of the bad weather, what better time than to get a live in for my UK brothers out there. Since you guys can't stay up late enough on a normal day. I mean, you know, we got the time zone difference, so I don't blame you. If it's midnight and I gotta work in the morning, I wouldn't be watching either, so no worries, guys. But we'll dedicate this one to all of you in the UK. Let's see, where's my screwdriver? Oh, there it is. I hope the next exhaust I get for this has a screw hole in the side. Really sucks going in from the end here. It's hard to get to. There she is in all her glory. The big blue bastard. Oops. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that pull cord. Let's see. Lovely, buggy, nice engine. It's a big old truck, but yeah. Have that over. String pull through off spool. That's annoying. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might not have had the spool attached to the spring properly, and I think it was slipping. But I mean, it's like it worked through a couple of times. I mean, hell, I probably pulled it 50 times before it quit working on me. So I don't know. The spool is not clipped in. Be careful. Yeah, I found that out in another live, and everybody that was watching that got to watch me re-spool it live. He said, cut my fingers loads. Don't yank the pull cord like a chainsaw, and that won't happen. Really? I don't know if you could tell in that video, but I had my, I was close to my chest, and it was just short pulls, so take that off the guy. So I can't stand a pull cord on a nitro. I know that's why I like the buggies and truckies, but man, to run my monster truck, it's either a pull cord or a roto start, which, I mean, they're just as bad. Try to make a list, remember what fix work on. What fix to work on. Yeah, I got a lot of fixes I need to do. Hey, so now, some of us are too drunk at night. Man, you can't be drinking. How you gonna stay up and watch the video if you're drunk? Alright, so really the only thing that I'm gonna deal with is the pull start. But figure while I got it out, just kind of look it over. Alright, everything seems to be somewhat normal. Oh, better get the battery on charge while I've got it apart. Hell, it's still got most of it to charge anyways, so not that big a deal. Let's see here. I know, often guy. I don't take anything you say seriously. He says, Nitro Addiction, I'm just joking. Give you a hard time. I seen, so I had to say the opposite. I joke like all the time. Oh, I know, brother. No worries. All aspects says I have only one pull start. Everything is roto start. Get out of the way. I guess it's really preference. The roto start works for me. You know, and when I first got into these, had the pull start. It was on the Red Cat, and also on my old Savage. Both of them. Started with the pull start, switched it over to the roto start. Seemed like I still always had problems. The starter that comes with them would go wrong. Had to have a battery for it. Then I put it in a drill, and then probably did some damage with the drill. I don't know. It just nothing ever seems to work right, even with whether pull start or roto start. I would rather do a roto start, and I can get a backplate for this. I just haven't done it. But that's one of the reasons that I love the buggies so much. You just put them on a box and push. Sorry if it's hard to see. You can give me another spotlight on the other side so I can get rid of all these shadows. Yeah, so I sat in my car this morning waiting to go into work, and they sent out a message saying that we were going to wait an hour to start because of the weather rolling through. Next thing you know, it just starts dumping. I don't know. I think they said we got like 4 inches of rain, and it was like a 30-minute period. It was 4 inches or more. I'm not for sure. I was talking to my wife, and all of a sudden we couldn't hear each other because the hail was hitting, the roof, the windshield, whatever, like marble-sized hail. So it's like, all right, well, I'll talk to you after this is over. I can't hear anything, but little did we know that we was going to be done. All right, so there we go. So I think that where this little notch is supposed to catch on the spring in there, all right, hopefully I can get this out without losing the spring and everything. But should be an easy fix. Yeah, so like my spring's still good in there. Everything's still good. I just don't think that I had it locked in the right way. So let's see here. Here, I'm gonna try zooming in. Oh, maybe a little bit too far. There we go. As long as I work right there. If I get out of zoom, you guys tell me. All you gotta do is yell really loud. Or not out of zoom, but out of the frame. I'm going to use this light to see for a minute, so don't yell at me. I know I'm not in frame. Let's see, if I wrap it that way, when I pull, it's going to go this way. Yes, I got to figure out how it's supposed to be in there. Okay, so the string wraps this direction, so when I pull it, it goes that direction. So if it's hooked in that spring, that's not right. Just wrap it this way. When we pull, doesn't make any sense. I don't know. See what you guys are saying here. I had a roto on the LRPs, but been told they break a lot. Bar exhaust. Will work in place sometimes. Yeah, that's why I try to stay away from certain brands, Alex. Because if it's more work than play, it's not really worth it. Are you, RC Hobbies, are you telling me to get the MGT going next? Because I'm planning on it coming up here pretty soon. Videos. Backplate is more horsepower. All aspects, I'm probably way behind on these, but you're talking about from watching Botogel. Added backplate is more horsepower. You mean like with the steel backplate bump box? None of the internal junk? Because that makes sense. I got it from Denmark. Very little money. They only allowed 16% nitro. Yeah, that's weird. There's a lot of big block stuff available for cheap if you don't mind the shipping. Use the drill with a 12mm socket on it. Had problems with the Traxxas Hustler. I'm assuming you mean Rustler with the Easy Start. I'm way behind on comments here. Dixon, get some Kevlar string for kites. It's a game changer. Hell yeah. I'll have to look into that. And then the yes, I'm assuming, is telling me to get my MGT going. Yeah, I'm working on it. It's still, it's in pieces. It's about 2/3 clean. And then I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it in a live because I need to be able to look up the screws, the sizes, and like how everything goes together. So I think I'm gonna put it all back together off camera and then just like drop the engine in it for a video, and then we'll go from there and fire it up on a live. Hoping within the next, probably not next week, maybe, not for sure. At least I don't have to mess with the spring today. That's always a plus. Unless I get stupid or drop it or something. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Oh, why aren't you guys yelling at me? Tell me I'm out of the frame. So I don't know how many of you guys have or haven't done this. I've probably done this 20 or 30 times at this point. Gotta love it when it's been a pain in the ass and got a mind of its own, right? I think we can get one more wrap around here. Okay, so that tells me that something is not hooked up to the spring right. Because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it goes counterclockwise when it spins the engine over, correct? Or, I'm sorry, not counter. When you're staring at it from the back, it goes clockwise, correct? Gaines RC, what's up, brother? Sorry, I'm a little behind on the comments. Glad you could join us. Well, it says the spring broke in his. My spring's not broken. It just doesn't want to stay in the hook of the plastics, so we get it figured out. Nitro Addiction, want to hear something funny? Sure. See, no fun having to heat the spring to reshape it. Total shit. RPM Nitro says just open up a new battery package and cut the plug right off with the scissors. On purpose? See, broke my pull cord in the Baja Sunday after I was done running. Ran out of fuel, so I emptied the primer bulb, went to crank it, back snap. Oh shit. That sucks. The Kevlar, you can load the spool more and tension it by pulling the excess and just cut it off. Ah. Alrighty then. I'll have to look into that SOS. But first, let me figure out why this damn thing's not hooking into the spring properly. So, okay, this sits on the truck like this. And when you pull it, when you're pulling it, it goes clockwise. Well, if you're looking at it this way, it goes. I'm pretty sure that's right. I feel like I'm missing something here. What do you guys think? Nobody's thinking anything with this. Let's see. So what is the issue? All right, my battery's good. Yeah, so I wrap it that way. So wrap the string that way. When you pull it, it spins it that way, which doesn't seem right. I mean, is there a chance I have that spring in there backwards? What do you guys think? I mean, it's been a while since I've messed with these, but in there. So I wrap the string that way, so when I pull it, it winds it that way. I should be winding it the other way. I would have forgot that thing in there backwards. But how in the hell? How would it have worked? I guess I had just enough pressure on it. That's weird. What do you guys think before I take this out and try it? Is it backwards? I bet that it is. No, because there's no way that it would go up in there. It can't be backwards. So I'm also looking at the hook up there at the top of it, and there's no way to get the hook in the other direction. Let's see. There, we got somebody else in here. We got John Smith. What's going on, brother? Can only go in one. And that's what I'm thinking, but I feel like something just seems odd. See, check the one-way bearing to your orient. Well, it was firing up just fine. Like I could pull it and it was working like it was supposed to. But the spool popped out of the spring and then it wouldn't retract it. So I had something wrong. Let's see. Does it need to be pre-wound? You mean around the spool? I mean, yeah, I guess that'd be the smarter way of doing it, huh? Thanks for calling me out. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Various happenings with Mr. B. Appreciate you checking in, brother. He says, oh, damn. I wrapped the cord up on the spool. I know, Afna. Man, don't ask me why I'm doing it backwards. Maybe just, I don't know. Maybe it sounded fun. Good times. I love pool starter except for this. Hey, Texas, what's going on, brother? Glad you could make it. I think the spring is in there correctly. Yeah, and with looking at it, I mean, really, it can only go the one way because there's no way that that's going to angle up from the other direction. So it has to be this way. But it's kind of confusing as to whenever I pull on it. See, in my mind, the spring's supposed to pull this way and Okay, so then as we're winding this around, I don't know. I'm just trying to make sure I get it right before I put it all back together. See if you guys have any ideas. One thing I don't like is the LRP pool start is so big you can't fit it in a buggy. Lotus 420, what's up, brother? Yeah, I mean, if you're going with a buggy in the LRP, I've got a back plate for you. Might as well just go with the back plate. Of course, if you got the engine mounts, anyways. All Aspects says, "What up, Texas? You and HPI did some awesome videos. Oh yeah, that was some good stuff. And I caught a part of the twin. Man, that thing sounded like a pissed off, angry, huge bee, or even a swarm. Big Mike, what's going on, brother? Glad you could make it. Let's see. Man, messages keep popping. I feel like I can't keep up. Yeah, the twin was sick. Yeah, I really thought that was pretty cool. Looked like he was having trouble handling that thing. It was so quick. All right, here, off the guy. Does this make you feel better, bud? I mean, it doesn't make me feel like such a dumbass, I guess. Yeah, so you pre-wind it, stick it in there, then you pull it, stretch it out, and adjust. And adjust it. It doesn't make sense the way this thing's supposed to hook in there. So for all the newcomers into this video, we are having some severe weather. So, I mean, we're not hoping for a tornado on a live. Of course, that would just be stupid and unsafe. But there's always that chance. Yeah, there's something wrong with the way this is going into the string. I gotta figure it out. Make sure the spring in the middle of the spool. In spring. Yeah, I'm trying to. Out of frame. Oh, hey, thanks for yelling, Gaines. My bad. Trying to zoom in on here so that so you guys can see a little bit better, and then I get all out of whack. So apologize. He says 90 and sunny here. Yeah, it's cloudy, rainy, and windy here. Yeah, we had the sirens going off this morning, so I canceled work, mainly because we got another round coming through. Let's see. So, I think maybe. I know I'm out of frame, but I need the light here, so give me just a sec. I need an extra spotlight. Let's see what you guys got going on here. He says, summer has arrived in Idaho. I spent like 6 months in Cincinnati, bro. It's pretty neat. I mean, of course, it's just the same as, where I live in Kansas City, but sound like it let loose in the middle of the spool. Yes, because of the way that I'm getting the spring hooked on here. So what I think I need to do, I think I was getting it hooked there. I think I need to get it hooked more here, and then this will be on the outside of it. So just trying to figure out a way to get my lighting better. Alright, so I'll do this again. course I got it backwards. That's alright, we'll get it. Hell yeah, we got 19 people in the house. Appreciate everybody being here. If you haven't hit that like button, you appreciate me wrenching on a nitro here on our live, go ahead and hit that like button for me, please. See if you guys got any tips in here I'm missing out on. Yeah, he says, I just heard the spring slip. Yeah, me too. It was disappointing. Let's see. What else we got here? Let's see the other side where the spring goes. Okay. Still scrolling through here, one sec. So here's the other side of it. Yeah, and the way that it's going in there, and then the way that when you pull it and it spins, it's slipping off of that. So I'm trying to figure out how it's supposed to be in there. You guys are awesome. Appreciate all the likes, bros. Brothers is what I'm trying to say. Let's see here. It's a new one. Restring them. It's a pain in the ass. Yeah, they suck. But we're gonna get it. Old school. What's up, brother? Glad you could join us. Has to be spot on going blind. Yep. Yeah, it is a tricky ass thing. I used to do small engine repair for. So. Let's see. Often you're typing in short form again, brother. So I've never fixed a pull start, so I'm not much help. No, you're good, bro. I've done these I don't know how many times. For whatever reason, I don't know if I'm having a brain fart. It's like, I think maybe that U shape is supposed to fit inside of here. Like the whole thing fits inside, and then I'm supposed to be hooked here on this edge. And I've been trying to get that, but you guys don't understand how hard this is to do on camera. Alright. So one thing that I don't know if I've had to do in the past. You know what? I'm tired of fighting with this thing with the string wrapped around it. I think this is why I usually don't have the string wrapped around it, because I got to fight it onto this damn spring. It's just so much easier without. Where is it? Alright. So a lot of times when I do these, I have to get the screwdriver in there, pull the spring kind of over into position. Oh. That wasn't it either. Give me a second. I'm probably not going to be on camera very much trying to do this. Okay. Come on. Oh, you little bastard. Yeah, somehow I grabbed a hold of it and started pulling it out of the case. No. Well, alright, you guys get to watch me do it from the start. How about that? Because there's no way I'm going to get that back in there. It's fun. Educational video for those of you that have not done it. How about that? Alright. Zoom out a little bit here. Let's see, you're missing the hook at the end. Never going to work like that. Missing the hook at the end. As in you're saying that it broke off, or you're saying I'm missing it with the when I try to stick the notch in there? Did I lose something? Let's see, the spring fits in the groove. Yep. Slot to the slot A into groove B. Yes. Pinch into the spring a tiny bit. Oh, you talking about this little part here that goes inside? Damn, I got nothing beyond what you're doing. Andrew Gates, what's up, brother? Yep, pull start rewind. Oh shit. He said, now you did it. Yeah, I know, Lotus, but that's all right, man. Some people need to learn how to do this anyways. See, it bent. You talking about this hook? Hello, Yvette. How you doing? Appreciate you joining in. All right, so let's get this back in the box so I can quit holding it. So for anybody that has never done this before, all you got to do is wind this up really, really tight. Got to hold it with the fingers, good and tight. What's up, Hugh? The hook should be bent in more. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if something happened. Like when I was running it, I didn't find any extra pieces inside that case anywhere. If it's a factory flaw. Just in case you guys didn't know, that hurts. And yes, this little metal spring will cut you. So if you've never tried this before, please be careful. It hurts. Okay, get that mess up on the table. Some people use vice grips. I don't have vice grips. I just have these needle nose. But once you get it wound up, focus. Focus. Just gotta grab a hold of it. Kind of like so. And if you get the length of it sticking out just right, man, my hand's in the way, you can actually kind of get it into position. Vice grips does work better because then your hands don't cramp up as much. If you leave the right amount of wire sticking out the end, it is a little bit easier because you can reach in, get it hooked, and as long as you're in the way of the light and can't see. Come on, get in there. Get in the hole. No, I never said it was going to be quick and easy. What is your deal? Part of the deal is my hand's cramping up and it hurts. Come on. This usually isn't the part I have all the trouble with. But I'm also kind of in the way of my light. So you guys are in there trying to give me some tips and I can't even see the comments. Come on, you. I mean, it definitely wasn't this hard the first time I did this. Just gotta get that angle right. But full send if you're watching. At least my lights aren't going out, bro. I don't know if any of you guys caught that. He had all kinds of issues trying to get his in. He had the lights going out on him. Come on. They're probably getting bored watching this and laughing at me. I'm going to go a different approach. All right, stay in there. What is your deal? Oh, now you want to go in there, but not back here, huh? All right, well, that's what you guys are saying here. Let my hand take a break. So close, it's hard-headed it happens. Andrew says, "Hey, all chat. Thumbs up, all addicted." I appreciate it, bro. Welcome to Nitro's Anonymous. Let's see here. Just fired up the grill. Sounds good. Yeah, it is a bitch, Andrew. Sorry, I'm trying to read these things. Let's see, barbecue's my other addiction. Yeah, well, stay out of Kansas City. I got some damn good barbecue in Kansas City. Hell, you guys are way down here in the comments. Man, I was way behind, guys. New pull spring. Hey, what's up, Haywire? Nah, it slipped out of the spool when I was trying to run yesterday. So basically, I'm just trying to get it back in there. And like a dumbass, pulled it out of here. Well, it got hooked and started coming out on its own. I didn't really do it on purpose. But now, can't seem to find the little groove where it goes in. I mean, I can see it. I know it's there, but why? Yeah, now I got this in the groove finally. Back here does not want to sit. Come on. Had a feeling one way or the other, this thing was going to be a fight today. Come on, sit down in there. Well, Why couldn't it have been that damn easy the first time? You just stay right there. No. Get down in there. Does not want to stay in its freaking home. Alright. See how easy it was the second time I tried it? I don't know what was so damn hard about it the first time. I know often guys probably in there saying, because you're hard-headed. Well, I mean, try to do it the way it usually works. Alright. Alright, now we're back to square one here. So I'm skipping everybody's comments. So Lotus, you were saying I need to pinch this down in there a little bit tighter. Get the hammer. No, I'm not getting the hammer. All right. Now watch. I'm gonna end up pulling this damn thing out trying to do this. Or break it. Let me guess, too much? Maybe. Oh, shit. Alright, so... yeah, and at this point, what I usually end up having to do is stick a screwdriver in there and pull the spring over so that it lines up. But I can't see. Oh. Come on, get out of there. Better not pull the spring out this time either. Aw, shit. I think that's what I was supposed to do a long time ago, and I didn't get it right. What do you guys think? Do we have a winner chicken dinner? Close enough, as long as it catches. Right? Yeah, I think we got it. Now, it's in there, yay! Now I think the problem's going to be getting the spring in there, so I think probably need to open it back up a little more. But anyways, I mean, sometimes it works, and sometimes it is a pain in the ass. Well, I couldn't grab it. Guess I could be doing this more up here in the camera. Like I said, guys, if I get out of frame, you want to see something, just yell at me. I may not hear it right away, but eventually I will see it. I mean, I guess the good thing about it is it's a brand new pull start, so it's not covered in all that nasty grease. Stay over there. But yeah, the one thing you got to be with these is persistent. So even when you struggle in the end, you just can't let it whoop your ass. So I did that when I bought the new Mach 26 29 years ago. I'd get it recooled and it kept popping out on me. I bought a bump box. I mean, if it wasn't for monster trucks, my love for, I have the Savage. I like all monster trucks, but I've always really liked the Savages, you know. So if it wasn't for my love for that, everything I have would be bump box, because I hate pull starts. Can be so annoying sometimes. Yep. All right. So yeah, I think that was my mistake from the beginning. Was when I originally, like, it popped out on me, and I got it back in. I didn't get that spring in there right. So for anybody that's never done this, once you get to this point, pull it out, and now can't let the tension off of here. Now it's spring loaded. And then you just do this all over again. Thumb workout, yeah, right. I don't know if all those video games when I was younger helped or hurt. Because, you know, now the thumb likes to cramp up. Since I played a lot of video games, I don't know if that's just from video games or if that's natural. But yeah, definitely a workout. Gotta remember to do the other side for muscle imbalance. But I'm right-handed. I probably would mess up on my hard work if I tried to do it with the other hand. And if you get really good at this and you keep remembering to flip that over, shit. Then your little handle doesn't get all tangled up in there. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Feel like I'm playing with a yo-yo here. So Drove the LST for a quarter tank this morning. Hell yeah. Haven't drove it in a week. I tried to drive this Savage last night. And then this shit happened. Yeah, this didn't fight me quite as much the first time I did this. What was that, like last week or maybe the week before, whenever it was that I opened this up. But of course it was wrong, so in the end it doesn't even matter. Beautiful. But I'm going to get a few more wraps on it just to make sure it's good and tight. Of course, when you guys are doing this, if you end up doing it on your own, lighting's important. Make sure you got good lighting. Because if you can't see what's going on, it's a hell of a lot harder than what it should be. Alright, I think that's good enough. And we still got that little spring down inside there, so hopefully we won't have that issue anymore. But I mean, you never know, the day is still young, right? Let's see. Stop. There we go. All right. And then now the problem becomes, can I get this damn spring in there? That's the problem. If you close it too much, you can't get this little spring down inside there. And if it's not all the way in, it doesn't really want to go in very well. I think we're gonna have trouble getting this all the way on there. Ooh, I could be wrong. I know I hear people all the time talk about, there's a debate on whether or not you should put Loctite on screws within the engine. I find that if I don't, I always end up losing something. So, don't hate on me for putting a little dab of Loctite on here. I know my thumb's in the way, but there. That's better. I mean, this is a new engine. I don't want to turn it over without having heat on it. So we'll just have to find out that it works whenever we take it out. All right, what you guys got going here? Gotta go. Take care. Thanks. Welcome. Vibe all. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate you hanging out. Pull the starter. The big spring should set in place. Yeah, it did. It's still out. Wait a minute, it's still out. I may be way behind. You guys might have been talking while I was working a minute ago, so want to have a wonderful and blessed day. See you, Vet. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. NITRO Addiction just put you a yo-yo on the back of it and wind it up every pull. That's what it feels like sometimes. But no, I don't want to do that. Gotta make room for the beast. First we're gonna put the batteries back in though, since I got it all opened up. Ooh, look what I got. XD rear skid plates for the Mugen. Hell yeah. Let's see here. We've got this. Such a pain in the butt cramming all this wiring down here. That's one thing I wish that the Savages would do, is make a little more room here. It's like there's plenty of room to cram a decent sized battery in there. But then it's got a shit ton of wires to lay down. Jeez. Look. Pain in the ass. I don't even have the camera so you guys could see the pain in the ass I'm dealing with. Sorry. So easy to pinch the wires on these Savages. I actually really hate the way they set up these electronics. I mean, not only is it a fight, but if you lose, well, you're gonna fry out your shit because you got the wires pinched and you're crossing it. There we go. Dropped in nice and easy, which means there's nothing in the way. Alright. Well, the power light comes on, so I think we're good to go. Sorry if I missed any hellos. Hello again. Yeah, me too. If I missed anybody saying hi, appreciate you stopping by. Where's it at? Slide over it. Oh, I guess I'm going the wrong way. I got a little tick in there. Yep. It's pretty much what we want. So if anybody knows where to get these silver engine mounts or engine mount plate, whatever you want to call it, let me know. All I can find is purple and orange, and I really like this silver. And I think whenever I broke the crankcase to my other LRP, I cracked it right there at that screw hole. And it works, but I would like to get a replacement for it. So if anybody knows where I can find one, please let me know. I don't know how well you guys can hear that. I think I need to go just a little bit tighter though. I feel like I got way too much play. There's like a fine line of where you should be, and sometimes it's hard to find. People must be getting bored. We're down to 8. get in a hole. Pretty close. Better be a hair tight than a hair loose anyways. He says, it's just a flat plate. Yeah, but it's gunmetal gray. It looks really cool. Come on, get on there. Oh, people who left are going to miss the goodie bag. Ask them because I can make an aluminum one. Oh, I know. I figured that's... It almost kind of sounded like you're saying it's just a flat plate. But yeah, it's the... Here, I'll get a brand new one and show you. And of course, these are separate pieces, but that's all it is. Maybe even out of some 7075. I'm assuming this is not 7075. But, so yeah, that's what they look like. So have you guys ever gotten like a goodie bag or kind of like a parts lot from the hobby store? I mean, I've seen them, but they never had anything that I was interested in until today. I'm just curious, anybody in here has ever come across those? Alright, fuel tubes are hooked up. Linkage is hooked up. Air filter's good. Exhaust needs to be tightened down. Power's on like it's supposed to. It's not smoking, so I don't think I got the wires pinched on it. So this should be ready to rip, Tater Chip. Yeah, probably 6065, or is it 6061 or something like that? Thanks, would you recommend to charge a 7.2 battery at what milliamps? And do I have to put the number of cells, or can I set balance charger to automatic? So it depends on what charger that you have. I've had this thing for like 6 or 7 years, maybe even 8. I don't remember when I got my Rustler, but whenever I got my Rustler with the LiPo, this is what I got. And the balancers, you just plug in the balancer, and then it's got different adapters for it to plug in different types of batteries. But yeah, so you choose between, let's see if I can. All right, so, oh shit. Here, hold that thought, guys. Oh, I don't see anything, but I'm sure you guys can hear the sirens. A little early. Well, I guess it's 1:45, so probably about right. Of course, you know you're from the Midwest when the tornado sirens go off and you go outside. Man, flooded this morning. I'm stepping in the mud. And I just found more mud. I don't know why the sirens are going off. Sky's not even green. See if I can get back in without falling in this mud. Alright, well. This live could get interesting. Alright, so back to what I was saying. It's not automatic. You actually, you go through it and you pick your voltage in your cells. And this stops at 6S. This won't do an 8. And then you set your amp, your amps there. You know, you don't really want to go over 2. Some people do. I don't. But based off the milliamp hour, it'll even tell you on there the rating for it. So you just gotta kind of look into it and do a little research on them. Because I think you can anodize the orange one. Oh, and just go with the gray. Yeah. How do you de-anodize? I know there's different chemicals and stuff, but like knowing my luck, I would heat up the aluminum. Cool, siren's winding down, so that's a good sign. So that's twice today I've heard the sirens. I don't know if anything happened earlier. I never caught it on the news or anything. If anybody hears of tornadoes going off in Omaha, let me know. Yeah, I hit a couple of mudslicks out there and thought I was gonna die. Alright, what do we got here? Let's see. Nothing. Okay. So the next problem we have, as most of you seen, or anybody that was in last night's live, there was it's something slipping in the diff. Because while these were powering up, I could hold these still and make it do nothing. But I could not hold these still. These were still spinning no matter what. So I'm pretty sure we got a diff problem going on here. So my next project is to take off this here rear end and replace whatever gears inside are bad. The only problem is if it's the ring and pinion gear, I couldn't find those. I'll have to order them. But I'll show you what I did find. So remember a second ago before the tornado siren started going off, I was asking if anybody's ever found a parts bag at the hobby store. I mean, 30 bucks. Oh, that alone's $22.49, and then there's $10.99. So just in those two parts, I got my money back in all of this. So really not a bad deal at all. Now, because like Bob was saying, I'm pretty sure there's no shock oil in it. I don't know what's the best to run on these from street dirt, whatever. I haven't gotten into real shock tuning, but picked up some 55 weight. Jeez. But, I mean, this guy right here, fuel tanks are good to have. And so it looks like these are all the same. Because on this bag here, I can't tell what the guy wrote. I think it's supposed to be, oh, that's an E. Well, hopefully there's nothing in here that's for electric that I can't use. But again, it had the tank in it, so there's no way it was for the E. Basically just being the electric. But anyways, some of the stuff in here actually said 2.0 on it. So, I mean, hell, these things here alone, 18 bucks. I mean, can't get a better deal than that. And these are the aluminum differential cross pins. Never really looked into them, don't know much about them, but come with the orange painted shock springs. I think the one I got on that buggy now are green. I don't know. These are for the front. I don't know like stiffness of the colors. I've never really studied it on these Technos. So we got pink. So I got even more shock springs. So it must have been a full set of each of them, because here's another. They're gold springs with the pink. So these are the rear. The other ones were the front. And I'm assuming I guess I'd be assuming wrong. I figured maybe there was another set of the others to make up the rear, but I'm guessing not. I mean, holy shit. I did not realize it had all this stuff. So the shock springs, the fuel tank, the cross pins. Oh, here's another air filter. 14 bucks. See, scrapyard, that's who I buy. I've heard them. I've never been there yet, but I'll have to check them out. But I mean, hell, this bag probably over $100 worth of stuff. I mean, I haven't added it up, but like I said, 30 bucks. Here's a gearbox rear for the it says the E. I don't know how much difference there is between the E's, the electric and the nitro whenever it comes to these. But I really hope they weren't mixing up electric and nitro if they're different. That would suck. Got another bumper. Here's a set of suspension arms front. Oh, those alone are 14 bucks. Says it for the EB or MB 48.4. So if it doesn't fit on the 2.0, I've got them for the 0.4. So here are front arms for the 2.0. So I mean, shit, these two items right here, 30 bucks. I mean, literally, I couldn't pass it up. And then this here would be the spindles. Ooh, I need some of these anyways. These are the shock boots. Shock boot, long length rear. Hell yeah, I didn't even know those were in there. Here's some front arms for the 2.0. I mean, either way, it doesn't matter because I've got, I got both the 2.0, the 0.3, the 0.4. It doesn't matter. I've got them, got each one now. So there's another 12 bucks for those. Here are the stub axles. I mean, hell, 18 bucks for these. Just says stub axles, hardened steel. I guess they're probably all about the, well, no, there it is for the MB 48.4. Well, I don't have an SC410, but I hate how they mix those parts. Thought for sure that, because they had separate bags for the 410, and then they had these. So that's really kind of annoying. Well, there's more. So if anybody needs anything for the SCT 410, let me know. I got a couple pieces for it. I mean, basically they were free if you think about it. For me anyways, but so this is what I went up there for. Because pretty sure that diff is all boogered up. So these are the they're the Planet gears, and they're two different part numbers, but they're both, I mean, they're both for the 2.0. One's a 9150B, and the other one's just a 9150. But anyways, so like I said, these are the main pieces that we went for. The rest of this was just bonus. Hell, I'll probably take these two 410 pieces back up there and tell them they can have them back, because I don't have an SC410. SCT 410. Of course, these are always nice to have because, if you got a few of those seem to be the hardest thing to find for some of the older vintage. Like for that CRT X1, that's one of the things that I can't find. I found one, I mean, it was in Taiwan, but they want a ridiculous amount of money for it. But my buddy wanted it, so he paid for it. But, if you get a few extra fuel tanks while they're still, before they become vintage, a lot easier to find and cheaper. Alrighty. Oh hell. One thing I forgot to do was turn on somebody's live. All right, still got 9 people with us. Everybody doing all right? Am I boring you yet? I'm not trying to bore you guys.
Good morning, everybody.
Well, it's not alive, but we got Nitro Tony here breaking in his engine. I think he just put this video out too.
This engine, 28. The axle motor is brand new.
But hell yeah, he's gonna break it in.
I always throw my budgies on the block box, so it's the Series 1. It's the first version.
Alright.
Here it is. I like this engine. I've had one before. Very powerful.
So can you guys see the difference there?
I'll show you. This is how I do it. I do when I'm heated up.
I mean, one of them seems like it's got more coarse gears in. Is that better? Anybody on here know? Because I don't. Even looks a little thicker.
That's the whole thing about this RC. Do it your stuff, do it how you want. And then it's full to this is how you're supposed to do it. It's guidelines.
Let's see here.
Full guidelines. All of these guys, someone wants to take in and try it.
So what we need to do to get this buggy ready to go is we need to make sure all the shocks are full and see what's up with that rear differential. I'm hoping it's the planet gears because I could not find the ring and pinion or the diff cup, and then the little I think it's called a pinion gear. But I do have some from the like the 48.3 and 48.4. I just don't know if they work in the 2.0. It's like some of that stuff's interchangeable and some of it is not.
All new bits and bobs in it, so it's pretty good. We'll change all the alloy parts on it. Upgrade it a fair bit of stuff, but I usually break my engines in.
Alright, let's see here.
But here we go.
So, first thing.
I don't sit here for ages with the heat going on, trying to heat these things up. All you want to do is start the fucking thing. Get it going, get it running. I use a different method where I do run it pretty rich, or really rich, but flat out as well. So
Got like an oddball screw in there. Nitro Tony Australia doing his break-in method. I don't know what temp he's got it at, but I think he's running it really rich and just full bore, and then keeping the heat on it, keeping the heat gun on it, trying to keep it warm. There, kind of see him and kind of see me both at the same time. Looks like they put a bunch of stainless steel screws in this thing. Pretty sure that's what that is.
They're going to run the whole tank through. That's how rich it is. So trying to do it as rich as I can, but as hot as I can. Trying to get some heat in this engine and running the lubrication through it. That's what the problem is. People run it, put a little fucking good looking little head cozy on it. Yeah, fuck that looks good. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. You need to get it really fucking hot. Run heaps of oil through it and lubricate this engine. Get it lubricated. That's what you're trying to do. You're not trying to destroy it. You're trying to get the pinch, to lubricate that pinch, lubricate all the parts, get the thing running, get it nice and hot, and get it going. This is how I do it. I'm not interested in anyone else sitting there going, oh, it's fucking hot. So what? This is how I do it. That's number 2. I'll do this a couple of times, and then I'll probably start leaning it out a little bit. And then she's on the ground, run some more tanks through it, but just lean it out. That's what these things are. These are all, you know,
I had the
you start getting into engines like this up here,
brace
you know, these guys, you know,
wasn't even attached,
they're race motors.
so I guess I'll put that screw back in.
You know, average motors, not too bad. But you know the Rossies and OS, the Vickers, you know, the RBs, all these engines, the Samurai and all that. They same braking period. That's exactly how I broke these in.
I think it was this
So,
one.
each their own, but I just thought I'd show you guys, this is how I do it. And I'll let this cool down, and then I'll fill it up again, punch it out another tank. And then, you know, like, this is a quick method of how to get some tanks through it. That's a full tank, just went through that whole thing there. Get a few tanks through.
Sorry, as soon as I get the screw back in, I'll get it set up better to where we can see.
That's what you're trying to do.
Give me one sec.
Leave this thing up. You're not going to break it. You're not going to break it. You just got to get, it's better to do it, while you've got that heat gun on it, cooking it up. You're really cooking it. You're really getting it hot. It's no use doing it, stand there with a heat gun on it, take the heat gun off, go and fiddle around, toe your dick, and then stick a fucking thermo gun on it. You go, oh yeah, it's sitting there fucking filling the pot. The thing's changed degrees. Do it the basic way, do it the easy way. Put the heat gun on it, put it on there, set it, get it as rich as you can. This tank set, screwed in another three turns in. I let out 3 more turns. But I started it off to get it running. And that's what you do, get the thing bang, started off, run, you know, change that out. That's all it changes is the hot screw needle. I haven't changed anything down the bottom, I haven't touched any other needle. No idle screw, nothing. All I've touched is that one needle. And I'm letting fuel get through it. You're going to 2 fucking tanks through it now. 2 tanks. Screw it away. Nice and hot. No shit. You know, you're not going to have cold crank, hot top. You're not going to have hot bottom, cold top. You know, these are things you've got to think about. Hot and fucking hot. Get it running. Get it going. Heat it right up. Get the thing screaming. You know, wiggle it. Look around. No, the Rossi do it this way. You know, they put it on. They richen it, scream the fuck out of it. That's what these things are for. High strength engines. You start running them cold, fiddling around with caps and putting all this gay shit on it. Knock it off. Try this, try it simple. But that's all I've got. I'll do a quick video here. Hope you like it. And you will see this engine running very soon. I'll probably put a pin on it. Hopefully take it out Thursday, but it might have to wait for the weekend. I'm really busy at work at the moment, so.
Wow, that's different. In the other models, they got 2 screws here. They've switched to 1.
Video. Cheers, guys. Stay
At Crystal Farms, farm and family are at the heart of everything we do. It's why we're on a mission to source 100% of our dairy from farms across the heartland while supporting farm families.
It'd be easier to take this wing off.
You think he'd see that coming? The doctors will be 18 feeders Thursday at PG. Tickets on sale now.
I'm trying not to take everything apart, but
welcome back to the channel.
I'm gonna have to take some of this apart. Let's see. See what Adam Drake's saying.
How's it going? Adam Drake here, and today I'm going to walk you through the process of building a set of shocks. So I'm going to use the MSB1 shocks, but a lot of the ideas and tips that I'm going to use or talk about in this video can be used for any vehicle, whether it's 10 scale or 8 scale. The 10 scale shocks, I feel, are a little bit more critical because they use an X-ring instead of an O-ring. And the reason for the X-ring is 10 scale vehicles are lighter, and you want to use an O-ring that's going to have less friction. So the X-ring actually has slightly less of like a surface area where it's sealing to the shock shaft. So it's going to create less resistance, have less stiction. The problem is that can be a little bit more critical in terms of making sure that the shock seals well. So I'm going to go over a few tips that will help make your shock seal well, but also work properly and hopefully have no leaking and just overall performance. So we'll take a closer look and go over building a set of shocks. Okay, so before we get started,
Sorry if anybody's getting bored.
product I use.
I gotta get this apart so we can get to the diff and see what
for shock O-rings. A lot of guys
actually happened.
green slime, different lubricants. And what these lubricants are intended to do is we're using a silicone O-ring and also a silicone fluid to control the dampening. Well, that silicone fluid can basically attack the O-rings and make them swell. So with the green slime or with this super lube, it's just to put a protective coating on the O-ring so that the silicone oil doesn't affect or attack the O-ring as much. So I just have a little plastic container here. I'll take the super lube and just make sure that I put enough in this container so that it just fully coats the O-rings. And the ideal thing to do would be to let these O-rings soak.
So I was kind of worried that
30 minutes.
I had a problem here.
Some will say soak them even longer, some say 2 days, some say 2 hours. For me, I just usually let them sit and soak for 30 minutes to an hour.
They mostly look good.
Shock pistons, I'm using the new
Look a little wore, but
2.5 millimeter thickness, 13 mil shock pistons. I'm going to go with 2-hole 1/8 in the rear and 2-hole 1/7 in the front. So while I'm letting the O-ring soak, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the shock shafts here and build up the front and rear shocks. So with the flash point pistons, to make them universal so that they work with the other brands like
I guess they look a little worn, but they don't.
When you
They don't
put
look
the piston on the Mugen
broke
shock shaft,
or chipped.
with the Mugen piston, it fits nice and snug when the screw is secured. With the flash point piston, there's just a little bit of end play. So what I do is I take a 1/2 mil ball stud washer. So you'll still use the stock Mugen washer behind the piston, but I will also use, so I'll take the stock washer, put that on, and then I will take a 1/2 mil ball stud washer, make sure you clean off that surface, put a little bit of grip on in the threads and on the threads for the screw. Like I said, I'm going to go with 2-hole 1/7s in the front and 2-hole 1/8 in the rear. Just want to make sure that that's secure, wipe off any excess oil there. These are going to be my internal and external limiters that we will
Doesn't feel like there's any bad spots in there that are
later in the video. And by adding that half
they're slipping. So let's see what's inside of here.
it will make it to where the piston is secured and fits snug on the shock shaft.
Dangleys, what's up? How you doing, brother?
Repeat this for the other 3 shock shafts real quick.
Let's see, that was what, 116? Oh, just a minute ago. That's cool.
Washer,
Just want to make sure I wasn't leaving you hanging for very long.
on top of the flash Mugen washer.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys are in here now. We're on last night's live, but the rear end was slipping pretty bad. So I'm just trying to get all this grease cleaned off of here so I don't get it everywhere.
Lose that screw during the race.
But it's like I can't see any, specifically see anything bad. I wonder if it's the center. Need to replace a bearing in there. It's all squeaky. Alright, well, let's see what we got. How much that is.
Okay, so this is going to be kind of the most critical part when you do, this is going to ensure that the X-rings don't get cut or torn during assembly. What a lot of people will do is they, after soaking these X-rings, will take them out, put them on paper towel just so any of the excess super lube can get taken or wiped off. Again, you want to keep the X-ring coated with the super lube, but any excess can be wiped off. But something that I think ends up happening and damages the X-rings is people will take and assemble the basically the cartridge pack or the seal pack.
I mean, they don't really look
Tighten everything
worn or
down
chipped on
and
this
run the
side.
shaft through. And with an O-ring, that's okay because an
I think that's
O-ring,
just part of the
there's
paper
less
towel. That's
percentage
definitely part of the paper
and you
towel.
have more surface area. They're a little bit more durable, but again, they get sticky. So what I like to do is take the shock shaft, put it through the body, and then what I'm going to do is
I wonder
put a little
what's
bit
this.
of this super lube
You know what? I think it's going to be that
just so that you have a little bit of
that
lubricant.
ring gear.
And then I'm going to go ahead and slide the X-ring over the shaft, the guide bushing, another X-ring, and the end guide bushing. So by doing it this way, there's much less of a chance of damaging the X-ring. So if you already, if you put the X-ring, guide bushing, X-ring, guide bushing in, put this cap on.
Got some extra towers.
What happens when you then go to run the shaft through that seal pack? For one, you can't really see what's going on, but if there's any preload on those X-rings, when you go to run the shaft through, there's a sharp corner where the threads end and where the shaft, the smooth part of the shaft starts. So when you run that through, the shaft can actually cut or damage the X-ring. And I have a really good picture from a set of X-rings that was sent in by a customer that was saying that their shocks were leaking. And in that picture, you'll see why. It's because the X-ring was damaged and causing the shocks.
Of course, I have one here,
If you assemble it like
but
that,
it's different
there's
size.
much less chance.
So it looks like the
any of the X-rings.
48.3 and 4 different than the 2.0.
You want to make sure that that's really tight. So we're going to just go ahead and do that one more time with the other front side. We put the shaft through, hold the shaft in place, and then just gently circle a little lube on the end of the thread. Slide the X-string over, so it just nicely slides over the shaft. Guide pushing. The next X-string. And guide pushing. And then again, you slide all that in. Everything just goes in super nice.
See what you guys think.
Secure the nut on the
Let's
bottom.
see. Said you don't need a new one. Check the gear mesh with the big gears. See if
Make
it's
sure that's
fully
really tight.
grabbed. You don't need a new one.
And again,
The little gear inside the diff housing. Run it against the
little to
Damn it.
no chance
run it against the ring.
damaging.
Gear and see if the teeth are fully engaged. If not, you gotta shim it. Then no more slipping. Okay, so from what you can see, these gears look like they're still good then. See that little gear inside the diff house? Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I think that they call that the pinion, or the ring and pinion gear, or something like that. Sorry, my eye itched. But yeah, I was just trying to make sure I didn't have any chips. Trying to see if there was something specific as to why it was slipping, but maybe like what you're saying, it's just
So for my one rear shot,
this here just needs to be shimmed. So, all right, me.
spacer. So again,
Oh, it looks like they put fluid in it recently.
this nut tight and then just run the shaft through the X-rings. So I'll want to actually remove this altogether. Pull that guide bush.
I know just adding to it isn't ideal, but
So that the
I'm not racing and it's not going to tear it up.
clear or pass through the O-ring.
I hope what you're saying is right, Dan. Then we'll have to
Reassemble it that way because it
worry about any
preload on those X-rings and with
getting any
how
gears or anything for it.
sharp the threads are. The threads need to be sharp to be able to dig into the shock end so that you don't pull out a shock end. So yeah, you just want to be really careful to make sure you release any of the pressure from the X-rings anytime the shaft and the threads.
Yeah, I just want to get this back together here real quick
So from there,
so I don't spill any of this diff fluid.
my external limiters.
I don't know how long ago you joined us, Dan. Hope you're having a good day.
Where I'm going to be running carpet. So
Anybody else in here that I missed?
the shock limiters are a little bit different than what you would run for dirt.
Let's see. Texting this shit is kind of difficult. Trust me, brother. I know. I get it. I've been there, done that. It is actually easier being on this side and just talking. If you got something to say, you know. Not saying doing lives are easy by any means. But I get it. It's definitely easier to say what you want than to try to type this shit up.
From right to left. So we'll repeat that with the other rear.
Ooh, got dark outside.
And now with the front. So again, with these 10 scale shocks, because of the type of seal.
So if anybody just popped in and not sure what's going on, we've had some pretty shitty weather today here in Omaha.
A little bit more critical,
Siren was actually going off about 10 minutes ago, maybe.
like overkill if you've only ever raced.
Heard 'em
you know, if you're
Twice today.
putting some green slime or super lube on the O-rings, run the shaft through. The design of the top shaft is a little bit different.
It ain't bad enough that you can hear it, but wind's picked up a little bit. Alright. If it gets crazy, we'll look back out there.
And go into the shaft. It's
Let's
not as
see.
sharp or as hard of like a end of threads.
Oh, you're on a work break?
So the threads kind of taper
So
off.
finger tight that diff has
So
into
even though
that
the
ring
threads
here.
are sharp,
Look through the opening to see how well the gears are meshing and how much. Probably need a .002 shim. I don't know what size shims that I have.
So
Oh, where
there
did
we
they go?
have our shock
Did I really
build.
put them back in the bag?
Now all that's really left to do is to build and bleed the shocks. I have other videos on bleeding for emulsion, but so I'm gonna just quickly go through and do one of these rear shocks if you have or want more information on building the shock or bleeding the shock.
And of course, I've already taken these out of the package, so I don't know what size they are. They're the ones that come with these and go here to shim it from sliding back and forth. But I think they're the right size. They might work on this.
Air that was trapped in the system come out.
So what were you saying to do? Yeah, let's see, worst case.
So that
Worst case, YouTube had a shim HPI Savage diff and it will show you step by step essentially the same shit. Right? I think I seen that years back. Forget a lot of shit in 4 years when you're not playing with these things.
you would just leave the shock sitting on a car stand
But
or a shock stand to kind of let the majority of that oil.
of course, I don't remember exactly which side it goes on. I think it's this side.
For the video purposes, I'm gonna just speed it up a little bit.
I heard you say something about looking inside. How?
So when you put the cap on, if the oil is domed over properly, A little bit of oil will come out of
But
the bleeder hole.
I think this is where my slip's at, so I think you're right. I think if I shim that.
And as far as bleeding the shock, I just have the bleeder screw ready. Take a microfiber towel.
Appreciate the info, brother.
As I'm compressing the shock, oil coming out of the bleeder hole, I'll just wipe off any of that excess oil until the shock is fully compressed. Then I'll run the bleeder screw in. Make sure to wipe off any excess. And then I'll pump the shock a few times. You'll see that there's just a little bit of rebound, which in most conditions you don't want. So I'll leave the shaft where it's at naturally, so the amount of rebound that came out. Take the bleeder screw out. And then
I think like what you're saying, I think there's...
compress the shock the rest of the way and reinstall the bleeder screw. Check the shock by pumping it a few times. You can see it still comes out.
I think there's plenty left in it, just need to shim it closer, huh? Show shim behind that and the output
A lot of
shaft.
times when you have brand new O-rings, because there's so little stiction, the shock will actually be...
I think I might actually have...
So you'll get just that little bit of rebound. But
See, this was on the outside.
And bleed the shocks a few times.
You think that on the inside would help that? Fuck, I hate Texas. You need to do that in the diff box. Yeah, they had that on the outside.
And then as far as bleeding your shock,
You think just...
it's really important.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really ever dove into shimming too much. You think just one? I guess if we tried two and put it on there and it was too tight, it won't move, then we know the answer to that, correct?
If you bleed your shocks in the morning when the weather is cool and it gets a little bit hotter, you definitely want to make sure you re-bleed your shocks. If it's the opposite, if you bleed your shocks in the middle of the day when it's the hottest and it cools off, it's not as...
Hey, appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to try and do another one later on tonight, so if you're bored, look me up.
But if your shocks were bled when it was at its hottest and then it cools off, you'll have a little bit of extra air in the shock, which is better than having too much oil in the shock and having it hydrolock or have a lot of rebound. So hopefully this helps you build your MSB1 shocks or shocks for any vehicle for that matter. Again, all these tips can be used for 10 scale and 8 scale shocks, and it's not really...
See if I have another one just to try it.
Specific. So any
Make sure when two of them fill out.
You build your shocks to make sure they're smooth, work properly, and
Chevy Equinox, #1 for dependability and new vehicle quality. Qualified customers can get this 2024 Equinox for $299 a month for 36 months. See your Heartland Chevy dealers. Start clean with the power of Clorox.
How's it going? Adam Drake here, and today I'm going to walk you
Off the guy.
through the process of building a ball
Think investigate the center before I did anything. Oh, now you tell me.
If you don't have a MBS1 buggy, you can still enjoy the video.
I don't think I've ever had a center diff go bad, so what would be the signs
Over the years to help your ball get
of the center diff going bad?
feel really smooth and also hold up and be a little bit more durable. I will kind of take
Talking about just taking it apart and seeing what the planet gears look like, or what is your thought off the guy?
and kind of check the ball dip.
I thought I had more of those.
Settings. So just kind of take you through start to finish how I build a ball differential for a 10 scale vehicle.
But no, and I think like what Dan was saying,
There's two
I was thinking that I possibly needed a new ring and pinion gear because I was able to put the wheels down and turn the shaft, and I did feel it slip in there. So I think that is a good possibility.
Or possibly even
So
like
yes,
the
sir, go through it as
surfaces.
well.
You can get away with a gear differential. It'll
I know, but I don't really wanna.
kind of drive and
I
accelerate.
mean, I know I should, but it doesn't mean that I wanna.
And also a little bit more corner speed. The place where a ball disc can excel is more on dirt surfaces where maybe the grip is a little bit inconsistent, or you're just fighting for a little bit of that, a little bit more initial grip, or a little bit
I
of
think we might have got lucky and didn't get the
initial traction, especially
the severe weather that they were calling for. I think it stayed to the
So there we have
west.
all the parts for the ball disc spread out.
So I'm pretty sure that's where the sirens was coming from earlier. It was from the west.
And just spray all the parts, wipe off to make sure
So
there's
that is a good thing.
no oily residue on any of the metal parts. So the thrust,
Big Mike,
ball,
still here.
thrusters,
Appreciate it.
and also the disc
See,
balls.
I'm going to break down my RC for the hell of it. Got me in the mood. Oh, did he?
The diff and thrust ball. So
Yeah,
two
well,
different sizes.
I kind of jumped out of the hobby for about 4 years. When I got back in, everything was just filthy and
14
just covered. And I stripped down.
carbide diff balls.
What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got my 7th one stripped down. I'm working on the MGT.
Okay, so everything.
But, yeah.
I'm using the Flashpoint.
Clean the shit out of them.
And the Flashpoint thrust lube. We found this to work really good. Again, this is just for the musing car. You can use this for any ball differential. A couple things that I do a little bit different though than kind of what the instructions show is, in the instructions, we show to put a little bit of the larger disc ball grease, so the silicone-based grease, behind the ring.
Pretty sure I got this in there backwards.
I actually like to
Because the
use
transmission's trying to spin it counterclockwise and rolling forward.
because the silicone lube
And that they would
is
have the wheels
actually
rolling
used
forward,
to
so.
create grip. So the silicone lube that goes on the larger disc balls that then roll on the rings is used to create grip so that the disc doesn't slip.
Let's
Well,
see what we
there's a
got.
reason why these rings are not.
Big Mike says, I'm just getting back into it myself. True Blue, what is up, brother? I left a message on one of your videos earlier. You did change your name from Nitro RC Electrics 101, correct? Big Mike says, just a quick question, why you don't have Super Chat? Apparently, don't have enough shit going on to get monetized and have a Super Chat. It's kind of hard to, like, by the way, the things that they say on what you need to qualify for it, it's like, some of the stuff's just ridiculous. And I see other channels that have the Super Chat, and I know that they don't have the amount of views that they're calling for. True Blue says, yes, I did. Sweet, I thought that was you, wasn't 100% sure. But I'm hoping to have Super Chat one day. I mean, we all kind of jump in this with the hopes and dreams of having some of the little perks like that. But then when you do have Super Chat, the question is, will they Super Chat?
On the surface of the ring where it's going to be in contact.
Because I think with the Super Chat, you can even have like 500 subscribers. And I don't remember the amount of views in so many days, whatever. 2:30 a.m. here. How's that for dedication? Hell yeah, brother. Appreciate that, man. How about Cash App? I don't have Cash App. If you're wanting to donate and want me to set something up, I mean, I guess I could. I never have. I never expected anybody to donate anything.
lock into the outdrive. And that was something that Lowe's.
But if that's why you're asking,
over time
I could work on
changed
getting
away
something
from
set
the
up. I just don't have anything set up
to
yet.
a more traditional ring that, again, it does allow it to turn. As far as the spring, I do like to take the spring.
I think that might help our slipping problem.
Times with some pliers. I feel that if you can press the spring, once you fully flapped it, press it a couple times, it helps the dip stay.
In case you guys are wondering, I'm trying to do this the lazy way and not take all these pieces apart.
But again,
Few as possible anyways.
once you put the dip in the car and you break it in,
Come on, sit still.
adjustment stays as consistent as possible. And by compressing this spring, it helps with that.
At Popeyes, we say go crispy, go bold, go memorable. We say let's bring lunch back.
Oh. I was trying to be stupid. I didn't get all the screws back in here like a moron.
I'll just take it and put it in a big pair of pliers. Make sure that you have it aligned nicely. You don't
Let's see, when you set up Cash App, let me know. I would like to donate a little something. Hey man, I appreciate that, brother.
Press the spring a couple times. And take the spring and turn it. Same thing.
I don't know, probably feel weird telling people, hey, I have Cash App now if you want to donate, but since you asked, I guess like once you fill out the information with YouTube to become monetized for that, I guess it takes like a month.
So you just drop the spring in.
So,
Put the nut. I'll take a 1.5.
oh, where did that come from?
Fully seated. As far as the thrust assembly goes, go ahead and put one of the thrust washers.
I think I know where it came from. But, yeah, I mean, I greatly appreciate that. Anything anybody wants to donate, you know, I would appreciate the hell out of it. And
Wipe off.
pretty much use it strictly for RC stuff because I spent a lot of my own money on it, and sure would be nice to not have to, but
And then
yeah, I'll look into
the 6 thrust balls.
setting up the Cash App, and then
Put it in the palm of my hand, and then just kind of
I'll shoot you a message on it.
roll.
I don't know, I'd feel weird setting it up and being like, hey everybody, I set up Cash App, go donate. But hopefully here within a month, because that's how long it takes YouTube to review the shit,
Make sure that the ball
I'll have Super Chat.
end up,
And then I guess if people start asking about memberships or whatever and people want to do it, I'll look into setting that up as well.
apply the top thrust washer.
Yeah, when I did this years back, they didn't have all that extra stuff, so
You're just wanting to make sure
some of it is kind of new.
that the balls are kind of equally spaced, things needed in there.
Where'd it go?
And that there's a good amount of grease. If needed, you can come back around, kind of smooth out any of that. Sometimes one of the balls will end up sticking to what you're using to apply the grease, but again, you want to use a fairly good amount of grease, but you don't want so much that when you put this in, you make the adjustment that the grease flings all over.
Put a little bit of
Really a problem.
little white lithium on here.
You already,
Hopefully I got enough in this little tube left.
into the female outdrive, so I like to stand the disc screw up and pull that through, and then I'll just kind of work that back and forth just to allow the rings and balls to get fully seated. We'll take the bearings. So now I have the 2 halves
Yeah.
basically fully ready to go. We can put away the red grease for now, and then I'm going to go ahead and build up the
I think that's the end of the
into the diff gear. So make sure you
of the lithium
clean
grease.
whatever you're using really good to apply the
With a good coating.
and then I say
Addiction, which vid did you comment on as I get
go ahead.
As I didn't get a
and
notification.
put it on just a little piece of
I think it was
plastic
probably
that
one of
kind
your,
of
one of the
work
latest
those
ones.
balls around,
I think I've already commented on it before.
work those dips
Oh, the one where you're sitting on a bench,
to make sure
giving that little, that little streetcar had a small purple engine on it, just sitting there giving it some gas.
to drop them into the gear. So for now, I'm not super worried about having them fall into the hole in the dish here. I will then go back and press each of them into the hole in the dish here.
Sorry guys, if you can't see here, I'm trying to get it
And again, this
in position.
silicone
And I need to grab the right damn,
is made to create
the right driver.
traction for the balls on the dip rim so that the dip doesn't spark. But the dip setting is extremely crucial to make sure that the dip, you don't fuck the dip. So it's basically the relationship between the setting of the slipper and the dip tension. So here's the place.
All right.
All right, so we have each of the 14 carbide dip balls into the dip gear. They're lightning
Probably easier to just take out all the screws and do this.
overall. So now we're going to go back.
Let's see, am I missing anything
You
here?
can
Let's
use,
see.
I have just like a tuning screwdriver here. You could use a 1.5 or 2 mil wrench.
Okay, thanks. I'll go check it out later on. All right, man, not a problem. Let's see. We have to look out for each other in this hobby so it can stay alive. Hell yeah, brother. That we do. And stop all the bickering and arguing about
And it's okay.
dumb
if
shit.
Right now you're
whose channel's doing what. Just put some videos out and
of excess grease.
let people enjoy, you know?
We'll go back around and clean that up. But again, just want to make sure that
I don't get all the bickering.
balls are coated because this is what's going to give them traction onto the different. Okay, so again, I have a fair amount of grease, used more than what
SOS 100%.
I'm gonna take my tuning driver, and first I'm not gonna push it all the way
Pull
down
starter
where the
string.
balls are. I'm gonna just basically
That pull starter string? What, are you asking if it's the same video?
take any excess.
Yeah, last night both my RCs
Same thing,
took a dump on me, so
go ahead and.
trying to get both of them repaired, ready to
And
go.
then I'm gonna go inside of where the balls are riding in the gear. And again, take off any of the excess fluid.
Is that what you were asking, Alex, or? Let's see. Was it plate you need for your Savage?
Get that done, you can
What is
put
it plate you need for your
the
Savage?
silicone lube to the side.
Sorry, I'm not 100% sure. Hey, what's up, RC? How you doing, brother? Sorry, Alex, I'm not for sure exactly what you were asking.
So what I'm gonna do is the male side.
Basically, I just had to restring the pull starter, and then I didn't have the spring.
Flip it around a little bit.
So about a week or maybe 2 weeks ago, when I got that engine and did an unboxing in a live video, the spring popped out on me. Everything fell apart, so I restrung it during a live. Hey, 2RC, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. So when I restrung it, I didn't get the spring hooked into the spool right, and it worked for a while. I was able to pull it a few times. Even got it started like 3 different times, and then all of a sudden it came out and it wouldn't retract back in. So I had to take it apart and get it set right.
Fully seated and engaged.
That was the problem with the Savage.
Making the dip super tight now.
Oops, sorry guys. Let's see.
So we're gonna get into
So
the car.
A2RC says what we're working on. So this is my Techno MB48 2.0 buggy, the blue one that I did the other day. Opened it up as a Father's Day gift, and then an early Father's Day gift to myself. And then last night I tried to run it, and something in the diff was, in the rear diff was slipping. And then what's the guy's name? Dan Greaves, I think is his name. He helped spot it out, or basically tell me that basically needed to shim this what do they call it, the ring and pin gear. So I guess you call this the pin gear, whatever this little gear is that goes in and hits the diff.
Nice and smooth. And
let's see, did you see my
tighten it just a little
LC
bit
powered MRX4?
and do the same thing.
That I did
Work the
not.
dip back and forth. And then I'll do that one more time.
Yeah, I'm hoping we have this running. If the weather clears up, we'll go do another live tonight to see how she runs. That is the plan, anyways.
Dip checkers. You can check the tension, but the tension before it's broken in isn't super important, because the ultimate thing you're wanting to do is make sure it has enough tension when it's in.
Man, this whole rear end's just covered in
So if I were
in
to
grease,
drop this into the car,
oil. But it's not like the diff was empty.
we're gonna just
It still had
pretend that I just dropped one of those dips
still had diff oil in it.
and I'm gonna show you how I would break the dip. So go ahead, power everything up. And then you're just gonna simply hold the right tire or left tire and just
Falls right out.
apply a very small amount of throttle. And what this is doing is it's basically just running the dip balls on the rings, basically running them in, creating a nice surface for them to ride on, creating a little bit more surface area, because it will actually almost kind of create a groove or a path for those balls to run in.
Damn, we're all the way down to 4 viewers.
Kind of work that back and
Oh
forth.
shit.
Maybe doing 30 seconds on one, 30 seconds on the other.
You guys welcome to get the new dad a gift also.
Hold the spur gear and just kind of
Must have
flick the
not
dip
published your comment because I
feel
can't.
the dip.
Oh, you know what? So one of the things that I found out,
Normal, rule of thumb, if you don't
if it's
have dip
a
checkers,
comment on top of another comment, it doesn't necessarily notify you. Because I found comments later on,
so it's a solar dot.
and
When you hold the spur and
it's like, man, I never got a notification for this. So yeah, if there's already a comment on it, it may not.
just under one turn.
I'm not saying that's always the case, but I have noticed that. So if you're not seeing it, that's probably why.
Place the start right in that kind of one turn area. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit more of just kind of running and breaking the dip in. If the tension on the dip, if it's, when you click the tire, it's turning more than one rotation.
Let's see, A2RC says, oh, that's a nice Father's Day gift. Maybe I need to get myself one too. Yep.
To apply a little bit more tension.
I take it you did see the blue Techno 2.0 that I've got.
With you barking the dip. You
I have
don't
a
wanna
couple
go
of
through
on roads
this
as
whole
well. I
process
should
of
bring out.
building a brand
Yeah, all
new
I've seen you run raw is some Savages.
And then when you go to set
And
the
Carl,
slipper,
but we'll check
you
it
bark the
out.
dip, and basically the damage is done. So if you're
Let's
wanting
see.
to
Make sure you have
check
enough
the
chargers charged.
if you wanted to check the dip tension,
I'm charging now.
to the slipper setting, it's actually really easy.
But yeah, definitely want to make sure you got enough chargers charged.
And spur gear
Let's
in
see.
one hand, and then you will turn the left tire. And you want to make sure that that slipper spring is turning at the same rate
This is the RC,
that
the one that came with the
tire is
the
turning.
Novarossi
So you're able to turn the
P4.
tire, and that slipper spring and or slipper plate is not turning, that means the differential is slipping, not the slipper. And you always want to make sure that the slipper is slipping. You never want to slip the differential. So again, quick test, hold one tire, hold the spur gear, and then you will turn.
Kind of a pain in the ass when I'm doing this. I guess I should have.
But when you're turning this, you want to make sure that that slipper spring
I think I was
slipper spring and slipper
just
spring
taking all these other.
are not.
It might be easier.
Your diff is slipping. If you're just slipping it by turning it by hand, it's not really like marking the diff. It's not going to cause a lot of damage. But the second you actually turn everything back on and go to set your slipper, if when you go to set the slipper, you roll the throttle on and you mark the diff, you cause damage to the diff ball and to the rings. So it's really kind of a setting that you just kind of get a feel for, but again, just make sure that the slipper slips before the diff. You then hold the radio in one tire in one hand, hold the other tire and apply the throttle. You can hear that it's the slipper slipping and not the differential.
Oh my God, it's a pain in the ass.
Not quite picking the front tires up, so slippers are a little bit on the loose side.
Let's see
But that's a
here.
really safe setting
He's meant
for the
igniters.
initial running.
Hey, man, we got a question real quick. What is up, Mama? What you need?
Maybe a half a battery pack
Just-
or one full battery pack. You can pull in,
Just put links
either
in.
use a diff checker.
Put what links in?
Flick the tire, check the diff, and then apply a little bit more tension to the.
Oh, it
slipper,
froze up?
Depending on the track conditions, if you need.
Am I still froze up? Or can you guys see me?
A little bit more acceleration. But hopefully this helps you build a good ball diff that not only holds up well, but also performs well on the track. As far as ball dip settings, typically a looser ball dip is going to be a little bit smoother off power steering, a little bit more mid-corner rotation, but not quite as much forward drive or grip when you initially pick up the throttle. And then the opposite would be a tighter dip setting is going to make the car.
Yes, Mom, I did answer you. I said, what is your question? If you asked the question, I did not hear it.
Mid-corner rotation slightly, but it's going to.
Thanks, Big Mike. Appreciate that.
Acceleration or initial grip when you pick up the throttle. So
I see you texting me, Mama, but I don't want to mess up the live by trying to answer it. So, do you need me, like, offline to ask me a question? New pin gear rear diff? Nah, I just simmed it. I think simming is going to work. What are you listening to in the background? Well, the video's over now, but it was Adam Drake talking about like the what do they call it? Like a ball. I think it was damn it, I've never used them before, so I'm having trouble with this. A ball diff? Something? I don't know. I'm sorry. RC related stuff. What's up, brother? Good evening to you. Appreciate you jumping in here.
Right the first time. We work directly with your insurance company to ensure that you receive the compensation you deserve. Contact NMG Contracting today and let us help you get your life.
Mama, if you still have a question, sorry, I didn't see the question if you already asked it, and I seen you sent the text, but I'm not gonna try to answer it. So, is it something important?
How's it going? Adam Drake here. Hope everyone had a.
Oh, there's more Adam Drake.
Able to spend some time with friends and family. We have.
It's not a live, but it is one of his videos, so I tried to find a live.
Start by just kind of going.
It's all good, brother. I asked you on here. It's all good, so.
To be released, Mugen MBX8R Nitro buggy. So what
I wonder if my
I'm
wife
gonna do is basically just
can't
go
hear me on
through
here because I keep getting a
back by
text
back,
from her.
And as I'm building, just kind of talk. I will use the 42 ring gear.
Sorry, guys. I hope it didn't
Opinion.
didn't freeze up on us again. Just got to go back to work. Happy wrenching. Thanks for all. Appreciate you stopping by.
As far as the diffs go, there's not tons of changes, but the small changes that we made have made a pretty big difference in how smooth and free the diffs work, and have also changed the shimming that you're going to want to use for these new diffs. So with the original MBX8, or when we first came out with
Does it work, Mama? To answer, for your question, I'd say if it doesn't work, pitch it. If it works, keep it. Do you know if the LRP 32 requires specific motor mounts in an MP9? I've never messed with the MP9. I don't have anything Kyosho. I think the motor mounts are specific to the vehicle, not necessarily the engine. Not 100% sure on that, but I think I'm right.
But it wasn't quite enough to be able to still run.
So if I'm wrong, don't hold it against me.
And just kind of have consistent diff action. So we still have
Alright, which screw did I
some of the
have?
shims inside the diff. So the other change that we went ahead and did
Let's
that is
see.
new
Get in
for
there.
the MBX8R kit is we changed the 22.
I think it was that guy right there.
So the gear's a little bit different, and now with the combination of the cup and the gear change, when you build these diffs, you're going to want to use all 6 of the shims that come inside the diff. So you'll just build them exactly the way the manual says. You won't want to change that because on your MBX8R you ran it different. Because again, there's some parts that have changed. So when you build these diffs, you'll just build them right out of the box.
Alright, let's see. What do you got
I
here?
believe is 552.
Let's see.
So
What on-road tires you recommend? Have inspired me to go more on-road with my nitro buggies. Hell yeah, man. I'm glad I could inspire somebody to do something fun. These are GRPs. So if you got a little bit of a budget, these are 50 to 60 bucks, depending on where you get them, the shipping, the taxes, what site. And I do everything off eBay or Fleabay as some call it. But yeah, these are GRPs. They got all sorts of different types. Oh God, I can't even remember what these are, and I can't pick it up at the moment. Let's see what this one here says. Yeah, so it just says GRP tires, and they spell tires with a Y. I can't remember what these.
Put everything together.
I got 2 different ones at the same time, and there was like one was a Revo T03, and I think those are the white ones I got on my Mugen. I can't remember what these were. I got videos. Literally, I have shorts videos. You can always click on my name, go through my shorts, and you'll see my tires. I got 2 shorts on them, so for sure you'll be able to see exactly what they are. But then if you don't have as much of a budget, for 20 bucks, you can get the cheaper ones. See if I can find a set real quick.
So now we have all the O-rings, shims installed, out drives installed, so we're going to go ahead and build the diffs, and just so that I don't confuse myself.
So you got these.
Go ahead and
A lot of people run these. I mean, these are great for just shredding. You know, if you want to go do some donuts and just tear them up and not worry about it. These are pretty decent for that. I mean, they're cheap. But I've been shredding these pretty good too. And I mean, they don't wear down very fast. So I mean, you're gonna pay more money for these, but you're gonna get more out of them and better traction. What tires? There's one I just read.
before I drop,
I would have.
and put a decent amount, like probably.
Okay, let's see here. We'll get you a new one. Get you one that works. Got to go, guys. Got to get to sleep. It's 3 a.m. here. Hey, I appreciate it, True Blue. Have a good night.
Takes a lot longer for that fluid to kind of settle.
I'm probably doing another live tonight running these, so you can always check the reruns tomorrow if you like.
So
Thanks for the replay stuff. I can't just call you related.
just,
I can call you RC stuff, I guess. Those 3-word names that people have. I know mine's not the easiest either. I think it's funny, everybody always just calls me like Nitro A or Addiction or whatever. But hey, for anybody new to this channel, Welcome to the
build the cross
Nitros Anonymous.
gears and drop all those in.
This is our addiction therapy here, so
Kinda how I build the diffs.
appreciate everybody being here.
Alright, so now
Where
we're
is-
all gears, cross pins in. I like to just take my needle nose pliers and push down where the cross pins.
And did I
come
put the
together,
wrong
just
one
to
in the
make
back?
sure
I think I
that
put the
all
wrong one in the back.
the gears and the two cross pins are kind of seated all the way into the diff cup. And then from there, I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit more diff fluid where each of the cross pins go. Otherwise, sometimes you'll have little pockets of air there. You wanna
Yep,
make
pretty sure that's the problem. Put
that these things are totally full, and then when we drop the top gear.
a long screw back there instead of the short screw.
Any of the excess.
The long
fluid.
screws go up front. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this would have been easier to just take it all apart, but
Usually if this sits for a few minutes, and especially when you put the fluid in first before you put any of the gears in, the fluid doesn't take nearly as long to kind of settle. So go ahead and drop each of these gears in.
alright, there's that. One of these days I'll probably take this apart and kind of rebuild it.
Again, just make
I usually
sure
do that when I buy these used, but
You want to make sure the diffs are full. It's better to make sure it's full. At
I
this
cleaned up the
point.
engine, and that's the most important thing.
Wipe off any of the excess.
But I think a good strip down and cleaning would do
So
it some good.
Some guys will just fill the diffs to the cross pins, or they'll even weigh their diffs. I like to just, I guess, slightly overfill them a little bit, like I'm doing right now. And then once everything settles, I'll take a clean towel and I'll take the diff, and with my index finger, I'll just push down and apply a bunch of pressure and wipe back, flip it around. Do the same thing, just do that a couple times, just to make sure that there's,
Well, it doesn't feel like it's slipping like it was before, so
and then I'll just take.
I think that might have helped solve our issue.
And kind of.
So Dan Grease, if you're on here,
Because that's gonna be.
thank you for the suggestion.
Taken up from the outdrive when we put the diff together. So I just do the same thing. with
Come on, get
all
on
three
there.
of these diffs.
Okay, so the really long ones go up there, these shorter ones go
And if you
here.
go to swipe your finger across and it doesn't really seem like any excess comes out, you'll just want to go ahead, put a little bit more fluid, let that sit for a few seconds, just so it kind of flows and runs. Usually the air pockets are, again, where the cross pins are, but you just let that sit for 10 seconds or so. Then when you go to wipe it, you'll have some excess. And this is just what I found to be the most consistent way to build your diffs,
There it is.
just time after time after time. When
Let's see, what else we got in here?
you try to fill it to the cross pins, you're just kind of eyeballing it, and it's not always exactly the same. This way, it's fully full, you wipe off the excess, and again, take that little bit of fluid out in the big sun gear where the outdrive is going to go. And then after that, I'm going to just take the 3x12 millimeter screws and bolt the ring gears and spur gear onto all three of the diff cups.
Where'd this come from?
The pantry. Where did you come from? The pantry.
It was a long-winded screw.
On Booking.com, there are so many Tina Feys I could be. So I hired body doubles.
Mountain climbing, Tina, cabin.
Or tree climbing team at a beach resort.
Booking.com, booking.yeah.
After we get all these screws back in this rear shock tower and differential case, we're gonna open up these shocks and make sure they got some shock fluid in them.
Nice. Cucumber Ella?
That's my Townsend Maine deodorant. It's got odor protection I can count, but naturally derived from most good-looking ingredients.
Well, I'm definitely a fan.
New Townsend Maine natural deodorant. Smell good.
Yeah, I'm thinking those severe storms passed me by.
Okay, so
So-
we got all 3 discs built.
It's a good thing though. No naders on the live.
Kind of wipe down the outside. Just
Definitely don't need any naders rolling through. We're trying to do a live.
You'll always want to take and just check the diff, work it back and forth, make sure everything's free. Sometimes if you don't align the top sun gear when you go to tighten down, things can be a little bit tight.
Anybody else wrenching while watching me wrench, while watching Adam Drake wrench?
Back and forth, and then tighten these screws down. But as long as you're careful, you align
It's like a whole
when you
Congo line of wrenching.
All 4 of the screws down, you should work the diff back and forth, and it should be really, really smooth. So that's a huge improvement. It helps a lot with the grip and stability and consistency on long runs.
Ugh,
Having diffs that are really smooth and
this thing's
operate
ridiculous.
well. And that's why we went and made the modifications to the diff cup and also the sun gears to make sure that the NDX 8R
It's like we had a couple new people pop in.
consistent. So
Leave a message. Let me know who's out there.
The idea is pretty simple. It's basically just the front gearbox, assembling the pinion and the center front outdrive shaft, and then also the shock tower. But I want to show a little bit of the details of the front shock tower. So here we have the 8R shock tower. Next to it, I have the 7 shock tower. And like I mentioned in the previous video,
I think I
the
lost
geometry
my
and shock mounting location, things like that.
One of my
are
shock
the same, but with
mounting
the
nuts.
Our shock tower, we now use a square pill, and then the upper front arm mount that goes behind the upper front arm.
There it is.
Also uses a square pill. So you can now move this upper front arm up and down and also in and out. So just kind of a cool option, just making the car a little bit more tunable. Now, with Mag V, the only thing that's really kind of critical that I would like to kind of show or recommend would be when you secure this outdrive shaft to the pinion. I like to take brake cleaner and spray it in the threads of that center outdrive and set it aside. Let it dry.
I hate how they make some of these
I will
right-handed threads and then they make some of them left-handed threads because
off.
sometimes I don't know. And then you're sitting there trying to turn it and get it out and you're just stripping it.
Thread lock to make sure that the thread lock sticks better. So these parts come with a little bit of oil on them, just to make sure that nothing like, will rust or anything like that. And then I'll just take a little bit of thread lock, put it on the threads of the set screw. I'll kind of basically roll the threads on the tip of my finger. That way the thread lock gets into the grooves of the set screw. And then I'll run it in and kind of run it back and forth a couple times to make sure that it also coats the thread of that outdrive. And then I'll just put another drop on the set screw before I thread this in. And then before I really crank it down, I always like to make sure that there's just a tiny bit of end play. And the way these parts are designed, you should be able to push the outdrive tight onto the pinion and it not bind up the bearings. But again, it's just something that I like to check.
That's a really long grub screw they keep in there.
Make sure there's just a tiny bit of end play. And then you can go ahead and tighten that down. And then I'll take a towel and wipe off any excess thread lock. Check, make sure that the bearings are free. Now,
I'm pretty sure that there's like
when you're
no
assembling the diff, the kit comes
fluid in here whatsoever.
with these larger shims. on each side of the diff. And normally that will make the mesh pretty much perfect. But when you use two of these shims, they can sometimes be really, really difficult, especially when you have a new gearbox, to align these shims and get them pressed into the gearbox. So Mugen makes, I believe they're 8 by 10 or 8 by 12 millimeter shims, and they come in a pack with 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3. And before building the diff, before you put these bearings on, you would just slide a 0.2 shim on the diff cup side and also the ring gear side. It'll make the assembly much
I'm actually
easier,
surprised
but
there's.
those shims do not come in the kit. So in the kit, you have to use.
It didn't feel like there was any oil in these things.
And you just want to make
All
sure.
right, well,
Again, sometimes
I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to change all these today. If they've already got some in there.
One of those shims when you go to
Because I do have to, I have a meeting for work coming up.
And it'll kind of help push the diff over.
So,
And then it sometimes will make it a little bit easier to get that second shim fully seated in.
we'll get this back together.
Those actually run pretty easy. So from there,
But I think the weather's gonna
make sure that kind of
allow us to go out and do a live tonight. I mean, yeah, it's got some.
hear, a little bit of the gear noise.
I don't know. It didn't feel like it had anything in it until I
The mesh.
opened it up and saw it.
On this, but just to kind of remind you
That's
guys,
weird.
the mesh is going to seem a little bit loose until you not.
I wonder if it's just thin, needs to be thickened up. I don't know.
Screws, but until you put the gearbox onto the chassis and you run the screws to the bottom, because the screws go through the bottom case into this front cover, and it then pulls this cover down, which is going to make the mesh a little bit tighter. And as far as the ring and pinion goes, I'm going to wait to do it, but I usually use a little bit of the ProTech white grease just to coat the gears on the front and rear ring and pinion. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and just put the cap on, and then the next step's going to be to secure the shock towers of the gearbox. Also install the A block onto the gearbox. So for the front of the car, for the A and the B, it's going to use the middle pills. Now those pills are the same as like the previous NDX8. It still uses the kind of oval shaped pill. But for the upper front arm, it's going to use the new square pill.
Yeah, so I don't talk constantly while I'm wrenching. I get to focusing on what I'm doing.
Short and long. And then we will also secure the upper shock mount screws, and in the kit that is in the middle position. So
Man, anybody that doesn't have one of these spinners, I gotta get you one. This is Alpha. Got it from Let's RC off of eBay.
So now we're on to bag.
These are pretty nice.
He's going to be starting to assemble front suspension. So we're going to start with the front arms. The only real critical part of the front arms is just making sure. Sometimes when these parts are negated from the tree, there's a little bit of flashing there. And you just want to make sure that that's cleaned up, whether it's with a file or a Dremel. You just don't want any excess material there, otherwise it can kind of rub on the gearbox a little bit. So I'm going to start by securing the stock arm plates. Now, we do have optional 1.0 and 1.2 millimeter carbon arm plates. But the kit comes with just these soft plastic ones. Basically, the higher grip the conditions or hotter the weather, the stiffer you're going to want the arms to be. So if it's super hot, really high bite and smooth, you would want the 1.2 arm stiffeners. For me, normally I run
Now we just get it back in the buggy.
1.0 stiffeners, or I run the optional stiffer front arms.
Get some of the tools that we're not using out of the way.
They're not quite as durable, but if you're looking for just that ever so slight improvement in just kind of feeling and handling through the bumps, those optional arms are available. So once we have arm plates on, as you can see, I already put the group screws in.
Oh, get in there.
We're going to go ahead and do right and left. Take the lower front arm, press the hinge pin in.
Oh my God.
Put the pin in, you maybe have to just press on the pin just a little bit. And that pin should slide smooth, but it should have some tension. You don't want this pin just to kind of drop in. It should actually be a little bit tight in the arm. And then we want for the hinge pin to then rotate
Funny.
in the
What are you talking about?
bushing for the A and B blocks. If you go ahead and drill out the arms to make the pin drop through free,
Not sure what you're talking about, Mama.
the arm will get a little bit sloppy. It also just allows like dirt and stuff like that to kind of get in there, and then it will bind up the suspension. So like I mentioned earlier, both A and B blocks use the kit.
You little.
Or 1 millimeter arm shim on the back side here. And then we'll go ahead and
Come on, get in there.
the B block now. So I always like to make sure the B block is cranked down super tight. A block, sometimes I'll back off just a quarter of a turn. And then if the arms are a little bit tight, sometimes you can just tap on the arm just so it takes a set. Now this is a little bit tight. You want this arm to be nice and free. So what I'll do is I will remove the 1 millimeter clip. And with everything being brand new, I'll go to a little bit thinner clip. So I'll just go to a 0.9 clip, just to make sure that the arms move up and down really free. I'll do that here in a minute. So for now, I'm gonna go, that's a super quick and easy adjustment. You just literally pop the clip out and put a little bit thinner clip in. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the sway bar on. And we do have a change with the sway bars. Now we use a little aluminum collar that you'll slide over the sway bar. And what it's going to do is it's going to sit kind of right here where the sway bar is.
Didn't want to snap in there.
The gearbox. And that's going to allow you to take a little bit of the kind of side to side play.
Yeah, these 2.0s are definitely different than the 0.3 and 0.4.
On the bar.
So, new pieces, new way of putting some of them together. So, some of this car's a learning curve for me.
What I'll do first is,
But alright, I'm not going to bore you guys with putting the last few screws in here.
on the actual sway bar, make sure that it moves moves free and has just.
All right, so I think that shim's gonna help out. We'll find out tonight. I know often guy suggested doing the checking out the center. I think the rear was the problem because I felt it slip before I started working on it. So, anyways, all right. Well, appreciate everybody joining in. I hope you all enjoyed the wrenching. As long as the weather clears up, I'm gonna try and do another one this evening. Running these. So, I do thank everybody very much for joining in. Much love and see you in the next one. Thank you.
Just slowly back out the set screw until it starts to move.